Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Let me put you on the other phone so I can see what you're seeing. Hello, hi, this is Lauren. I'm Inspo by Nails. I joined on my other account so it shows I'm watching. And I am here to show you the Favori, the Made collection today. If you guys have seen some examples of these, I've been sharing some on my page. Sweetie's been sharing some on their page. They're beautiful. They are so pretty. And I actually repackaged mine just so you could see the beautiful packaging. Hi! And this is the kind of thing that we'll do today. Okay, so these gels make looks like this, like so simple. And I'm talking quick, okay, because of the consistency of the gels. And if you caught our live the other day, I showed you 3 metallic nuance gels that the Favori has released, that Sweetie Nail Supply now has. And this is a colorful collection called the Made Collection, okay? So you get this gorgeous box, okay, and you undo your ribbon. And they slide out from like this top. And you're still going to have a beautiful box. So, hold on one second. Here, look at these while I'm unboxing. I hope I don't get hair while I'm... So I'm basically just pushing from this side, right? It's like a cover. So this is going to come out like this. This is one of your color cards. And there are 3 in here. They're so pretty, you guys. The whole collection is just stunning. So this is one. You can read that. So they are nuance gels that are super, super easy. You can wear them cured in the matte form, or you can overlay them. Lots of times you'll see me overlay them. That's just my preference. I like that it looks like a flat nail, but all that depth in there. But these create depth like immediately. So when you open the box, you're going to find a couple other color cards. And these colors are so natural and beautiful, just like these cards show, like with the terracottas and the creams. There's greens and there's blues, okay? And then you're going to get your swatch card. So here are the colors that come in the collection. And they all have names, and you'll see them right on the top, like mushroom white. Okay, so it's an ivory, like an off-white. A little bit of mushroom in there. Okay, so let's get them all out and let's have a play. How about that? So I don't want to keep you too long, but so we've got mushroom white, sand beige, warm beige, which is like the coral color, but I will uncap them all. And this is eucalypt green. That's what I mean. This, and they are full, okay? And you don't use a ton. So they are really, really gorgeous. If anybody has purchased the Canvas Gel collection, these remind me of them a little bit. Not exactly the same, but very similar. Olive green. Let's see. They are just ready, and they are so easy to play with. So this is the deep sheer blue. You guys know I favor blues. I love blues. So let me just take them all out. This is the Stone Deep Gray. I think this one is more green to me. It's like a deep forest green. And then we have the Wood Brown, which is the lighter brown. Okay, and we have a like chocolate brown, which is the darker brown. Okay. And another, this is like a deep gray. All right, this is called Bunt Gray. All right, so I'm going to get the box out of the way. And I'm just going to go to town with these, you guys. I can't keep my hands off of them. They are really, really fun. Let's take all the tops off because we can just dip in. All right, keep them away from light. They cure very easily, but I want to show you a couple things that you can do and how easy it is to create with them. We all know that nuance is definitely in right now. It's here to stay. When you receive these, there's no, I don't think I had to peel anything, honestly. Maybe. I don't think so. If I did, it was really easy. And if you see it separating, like you see some liquid, give it a slight stir. You're fine. But they are definitely like smooth, creamy texture gels. So there's no sand, there's no grit in here, okay? They are just ready to play. All right, and let me bring our examples back. So I'll show you like this one first. All I did was wipe a few colors on there. They blend beautiful. They lay over top of each other beautifully. And this one I did the same type of thing, but I did a layer first. I used a clear over top, and then I went back in with some texture so you have a mixed texture nail, okay? And we'll do some of these too. This one also just brushed on. The thing is too, you kind of play with them while they're wet. You'll see what I mean. So let's just grab a nail and let's grab some colors. Let me take my pretty little cards that come in here and get them out of my way so I can throw paint appropriately. All right. So let's put this here. Can you guys see that? All right, so I just picked up a nail pop. Let's just pretend this is your natural nail. You have your base coat on, and I'm just going to take some of this blue and put it on the nail. And I'll show you what I'm doing with the pot, okay? I'm just taking a brush and grabbing some blue. That's all I'm doing. And as you saw in that one video, I'm just basically putting it on the nail and I'm dragging it and dragging it. And that's it. Okay. You can see by me pushing, it's making patterns in the blue, right? So you also want a lint-free wipe because all I'm doing between colors is just basically dry wiping my brush off of on a lint-free wipe. I'm going to take some of the mushroom white and I'm going to drag. That's it. Okay, here's some more on here. I'm just dragging it on there. I'm wiping my brush. I want a little bit more blue up top here. So everything's still wet, guys. And by wet, I mean I have not cured it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to bleed on the nail. It's not going to go into your cuticles. It's going to stay exactly where you put it. Okay. Let's take some of this peach real quick. Another coral color. That's all we're doing is dragging it. Now, let's say we want to layer it up a little bit more. And before I cure this, I might take a tinier brush. Let me find one. And I'll just make sure that like up by the cuticle area or whatever, that's not like bumpy. I don't want anything so bumpy it's going to snag on anything. So I might look at the nail and every time I take the brush to it again, we're dragging just to make some pattern. That's it. Okay, now I'll stick it in the lamp. I'm going to stick it in for 60 seconds. And then we're going to use another brush and take some colors and put it on top. You can do a second layer, whatever you want to do. Just know that once you cure it, everything's going to be laying on top of the pattern that we just created, right? And like I said, you can wear it matte. You can wear it natural like that. My nails have this on right now. I had to use them. Finally got my manicure taken off. Honestly, probably a 30-second cure would be fine. But we're just going to build some more depth by adding a few more layers. And if you look at these, yes, they're textured. But they're not textured so much that they're going to snag anything or be bothersome. I did not lay it in that fashion. But it's cool to have some of that pattern and that texture not overlaid. These are overlaid. Here's some other examples. So this is a little wave that I did with some of the colors. Here is a crisscross pattern, like with some of the colors. Very, very simple to do. All right, it's cured. Let's go on top of this again. I'm going to grab some blue. And if I go lightly with my brush, it's going to be more opaque. I don't really want it opaque for this, so I'm pressing and I'm getting some curves and some thicker areas. All right. I like that texture, but nothing is done until you cure it. So go to town, okay? Let's get some more white. You can use a thick brush like this. You can use a thinner brush if you want to do just certain areas. I'll show you. And on another nail, we'll go in and do some, like it doesn't all have to follow a curve or anything like that either, okay? Definitely does not have to do that. All right, let's say we want to put a little gray in there, but we only want a little bit. So I'm going to use a smaller brush. All right. And I'm going to put it on like so. The more I drag, the more you're going to see some patterns, some lines, because it's making the gel push away from the pressure of my brush and raising in some areas. All right. We could cure this nail and it could be totally done. Wearable, good shape, ready to go, and definitely interesting. I'm going to go over here because I saw that I missed a little area. So before I cured for the final time, I of course would go through and see if I missed anything or anything needs to be tweaked on the sides, because I am using general strokes and broad brushes, right? So let's cure it. And if you wanted to add more, again, you could do it after it's done. Let's do one that's a little bit softer and then do some texture over. Okay. So you can use these in big, broad spaces too. So let's do some of this. Let's do some of this medium beige, or I'd call coral. Okay. I'm wiping. I'm going to go in with the light. And this is like a light peachy color. All right. And this is what I mean about it reminding me a little bit of the canvas gels. Just super easy to use. Okay. Super, super easy. Oh, and I'll show you that other thing too. Hold on, I'll show you. You can do plaids with them. Super simple because you can create some texture. But just as an abstract texture, we can add these colors. Everything's still wet. And pressure is what's going to either drag and give you texture, or you can do it lighter. In those other two, I'm going to show you some techniques to blend them a little bit. But that took how long, you guys? Like less time than that nail was curing. So this could be finished. All right. But let's say we want it to be shiny and then have just a little bit of texture on top. Then let's give this a little bit of an overlay. And a very easy way to overlay it is to have like a nice honey base to go over top. It's going to fill in that texture a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I am, right this second, I'm just going to use this honey clear gel from Yogurt. This is also at Sweetie Nail Supply. And this is Yogurt Gel Korea. It's a nice consistency. All right. Show more long, please. Longer nails? Is that what you're referring to? All right, let me see if I missed anything else. Are you guys, is there too much on the desk? Is this looking blurry to you? Let me see. All right, let me move some things out of the way. Then it won't seem quite as blurry. Hate when it focuses on one thing. It is no wipe. Yes. No wipe. You can wear it cured and be done. Yes. We can do a long nail too. I tend to like nuance on shorter nails. That's me. Probably because most of the Japanese and Korean examples that I see are on shorter nails, but you could do it on anything. Thanks, Jenny. Do it on whatever you want. It's just loose and free and super easy to use. The colors are very natural and beautiful. The colorway of this collection is gorgeous. All right, but you saw even just with that overlay, quick. It's not thick and chunky. It really is not. You can smooth it out. It is not gritty, okay? So I'm going to cure this really quickly, and then we're going to go back in with some of the mushroom white. And let me use a little bit of a smaller brush this time. So guys, experiment with your brushes, experiment with the colors, experiment with the textures. And don't forget about the nuance metallics, because they are so easy to add to these, all right, in little areas. And it adds a little pop of metallic. The gold, the bronze, the silver, they're all gorgeous and lend themselves beautifully to these designs. The gold in my nails is the gold nuance gel. Nuance gel. Okay. The Favori that I showed the other day, and that live is saved on Sweetie Nail Supply. But yeah, don't forget about those. We'll use those too. Okay, so this is done. You can wipe the inhibition layer. Honestly, if we're going to keep this mixed, what I'm going to do is put a top coat on, because we want the underneath of the nail to be cured and done. And then we're going to leave the white over top as is. So a matte finish on top with some nuance, okay? Let's go in with a top coat, a shiny top coat. This is More Gel's top. I could have grabbed the yogurt, but I'm not sure if it's right in front of me. All right, so this nail would be finished if we left it as is, okay? So let's cure it, and then let's go in with our mushroom white. But I did want to even it out. I don't want it to be uneven lines of light before putting on this as a finishing texture. Definitely make sure you look at that. And then let's just grab some of this for some finishing lines, okay? I'm just grabbing some white. You could use another color. You could use whatever you want, guys. You could use green. You could use gold. I will grab the nuance, the metallics again for the more smushed looks, okay? And that is just going a little bit slower, kind of minute by minute, like little tiny areas. So let's say we want some of this coming down here, where we have that white already. You can build this up, and it's still wet, right? Still wet. Let's take a finer brush and drag some of that nuance All right, whatever pattern you guys want. The flexibility of these gels is just incredible. You really can do so many things with them. You can blend them. You can make watercolor looking designs. You can make oil painted looking designs. It's just cool. If you don't like it, then don't cure it. Okay, wipe it off and start again. Say you wanted this line to go across now, then just use isopropyl alcohol and wipe it off. See, that nail underneath is fixed. Done. And maybe we just want a blob of white. Okay. Maybe that's all you want. Just play around with it, you guys. Whatever you want to do. All right. Don't forget about the inks with these gels. Okay. You can put down a texture and then drop in some inks. Whatever you want to do, the sky's the limit. Just be creative, be loose, use the gels, use the different, use your different brushes. All right. And just go to town with it. All right, so this would be shiny. This is going to be matte when we cure this, okay? Let me see if I missed anything while I put this in for a cure. Actually, here, let's give it another line here. All right, so it's got a couple things going on. Let's cure it. Let me see if I missed anything else. Looks like I did not. Okay, so let's do one more like this, right? A little bit more blended, that kind of thing. You can see the line marks. You can see some texture here, all right? But they're kind of blended in together. So for that, I'm just going to use another just plain nail. And we're going to go in with some blue, and we're going to go in with some white. Basically, I'm just going to plot out where I want certain colors. So up here, I'm going to want some blue, right? Doesn't have to be even. It doesn't have to be good, but if this was someone's nail, I'm going to take it up like I did on my nails. I took it up on my cuticle and went in with some blue. Okay. Then I'm just dry brushing. I'm just dry wiping that color off. I really don't want to contaminate the pots. And then I'm taking in some of the lighter beige, or I call it peach. All right, and we're going to do some of this orangey coral color. That's the medium beige. And again, guys, this doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be good. Okay, we're just putting some colors down. All right. That's about it. Then I'm going to use some of this light brown, the lighter brown. All right. And you can see kind of like it's a little bit like a landscape-ish. All right, and I'm just kind of brushing them together. And look, I didn't even wipe, so I don't mind that some of the orange is up here. But that's it. Okay, that is our base layer of what we're doing. All right? Very, very quickly, very, very easily. These are they're creamy, nuanced gels, but they are soft. Their texture is soft. It's not gritty. So it's very, very easy to create with. Okay, let's cure that. We've got these two sitting here. So mixed and a plain. Now we're going to do something like this. Okay, the second layer, we're just going to go in a little bit more with heavier color in some areas, and we're going to just start working them while they're wet, but in a little bit less structured way. Does that make sense? All right. I think this is almost done. And they do cure quickly. I'm just going to whip it out, okay? So this time I'm going to go back with the blue. And I'm going to put some up here. And I'm doing it, do you see that? There's some examples of this kind of thing on my page. I did a little tiny picture. I'm just putting some blue down, okay? In just a soft, chunky way, all right? Nothing exciting, nothing. Listen, I really do. If you guys get caught up in precision, which happens to all of us, right? If you're a precision painter, this is not precise. These are not meant to be like super precise. Think of it more like an oil paint, that kind of thing. You're going to be a little bit loose. So you got to give yourself the freedom to do that. All right. But we are getting a little chunkier here. All right. And I'll show you something in just a second. And honestly, it's cool when a little spot's made like that. Just allow yourself to not worry about it being perfect. I'm taking the mushroom white and I'm putting some up in that blue. 1 second, I want to get some more of this. All right. Put some mushroom white up here, maybe over there, just some spots. All right, and we're going to take a little tiny eyeshadow brush, okay? And I am just going to tap some of what I just did. Just tapping it. I'm not trying to create a pattern. I'm just making sure that everything's kind of down, mushed together a little bit. All right. See? Tap, tap, tap. Tappy, tap, tap. This is creating texture in a different way instead of brush strokes. You will see that when we encapsulate it. All right, but it's a very easy way to do it. We still have nothing down here. That's okay. So, just going to put that to the side. Going to use some of this brown. I'm going to put some of it on here. Now, see, I wouldn't leave like a blob like that on there. Unless you were wearing it unfinished, okay? Blobs are fine. But since I am going to encapsulate this one, just dragging it down by the end of the tip. I don't want it chunky down there. You can go back and forth a little bit if you want. Okay. We're going to put some of this darker brown in some spots just for pure interest. All right. And then we can tap. Okay. Watch. Very, very, very simple. All right, tap, tap, tap. If you want to soften any areas out, wipe your brush again and just drag it across. You can use a liner, you can use a thicker brush, it's up to you. Chunks are fine, okay? Can have chunky areas. It looks cool having chunky areas, honestly. Let's say you want a little bit of that coral up here. Go ahead and do it. Right, but we've got a lot of different textures on this nail already. Let's just cure it real quick. All right, did I miss anything, guys? And I promise you, once you start playing with these and you let yourself just be loose and free with them, you will figure out all kinds of looks that you like. And you won't be able to put them down. Here's the plaid. So I wanted to show you this really quick. So you can use the gel as like a base color gel, drag it down, right? So that gives it some of that texture. You see the lines are not perfect, but it's definitely from that mushroom white. Okay, and then cure it. And you have a textured base. I went over with the light green, cured it, and then went across with the like terracotta color. Okay. Very, very easy to do. That's just one coat. You definitely could have a base color underneath there so it doesn't look like just this nail tip, but it's very, very simple to do. So that's another example. All right, so let's say we want a little bit more white going through some of these areas that are like soft, like needs to be a little softer. Let's go through here and here. It's adding just a tiny bit, guys, and it's going on top of the texture we already created, which gives it even more depth when we decide to finish this off. Okay, a little too much on my brush. It's fine. Just grab a wipe. All right, and let's put some of that gold on there. So if you guys saw the live the other day, and it is saved on Sweetie Nail Supply's page, we went through the 3 nuanced metallics. This is the gold. Okay, this is what's on my nails right this second. And you can use this as much or as little as you want. So let's show you. Let me show you. Kind of what I did with mine was I grabbed some gold from the jar and put it in weird places, okay? So there's some gold, here's some gold. All right. You can use a firm brush if you want to. And this is going to show up when we cure it. You're going to see the different layers and textures. You can just simply do a little area, not a big area. Use it however you guys want. Okay, but it always adds another level of interest, another dimension. Okay, so we're going to cure this fully for 60, and then we're just going to do a clear and then the top. Because I'm lazy, guys. I don't feel like buffing, okay? You could do that if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. The other thing to remember is, even though we just layered that a couple times, I kept it very thin. If you can see, my nails are not thick with this on my nails. It's not a thick... You're talking, I have a nice base on. I probably have zombie base on. I have these gels on, and then I have zombie top over top. So it is not a thick gel. It's not going to bulk up your nail and make it super thick, which is great. All right. It's just all that dimension comes from the types of gels these are. All right. And that's exactly what they're made for. Beautiful nuance. You can use your inks with them. You can go to town with them, just one color, 2 colors, all the colors, okay? But it's really easy to do. They are really fun to play with, especially if you like nuanced looks, okay? So this is what we have so far. And when we put on that top coat, actually not top coat, but the clear, and I'll be able to pull this up for you. This again is Yogurt Gel Korea's Honey Clear. And I'm not worried about being perfect. I just want to even out some of this texture so that when I go in with my top coat, and I will go in with a mid viscosity top coat because that's my favorite, that I'm not having to work too hard. But you can see the depth. See those little bits of white that we did? Just by simply playing with these gels while wet. All right. I'm going to cure this and then we'll go in with the top. Does anybody have any questions? Listen, I'm happy to always answer questions. If I missed your question on here, always feel free to DM me. I'd be happy to answer. I'm Inspo by Nails, Lauren. And Sweetie Nail Supply, they've got great customer service. So if you have any questions for them, you can always ask them. But I think they've got it's hard to answer DMs all the time. So if you need anything, I will be happy to help you with questions about this product. Just let me know. Can you do flowers? Yeah, you could technically do flowers. So let's do it here. Let's do some peachy ones. Let me wipe off a brush so it's not so dirty. If I were to do flowers, I would probably go in and make, just remember, messy petals, okay? Don't worry about them being perfect. That's what this gel is kind of for, right? Not perfection, but all right, this is the coral color. It's called medium beige. Though I do believe this is a set, you guys. So it's a set of 10. Okay. But there's a textured flower right there. I do. Petal. Oh, hold on, I didn't have any on that side. Just real quick, I do 5 petals. And we could do some leaves. In the lighter green and the darker green. Here, let's do some of the darker so you can see it. You could mix these together on a palette and make a different green. That does work, okay? I tried it, I think, yesterday. But yeah, you could do that. If I cured this, okay, I would cure this and then go in and do something in the center. Let's see if we do it with the gold. Although I'll be irritated that I didn't do more leaves. Hold on a second. Let's do a hint of one there. Let's do a mix of the greens. Oops. All right, again, loose. Keep it loose, guys. Don't be frustrated with precision when you're using texturized gels like this, okay? So let's cure that. I'm going to put a top coat on this in the meantime. And then we'll go in with like maybe the gold to dot that in the center of those flowers. Or if you have a yellow, all right, something. I'd put something in the center. But I'd leave that center open initially to do just 5 petals and a few leaves. But yeah, such natural, beautiful colors. You can see that gold really popping now. Those metallic nuance are chef's kiss. So I say, if you're getting these, you are going to want those to go with it. You could use those on all kinds of things. Like I said, that live is also saved. And eventually we'll have another Favori live with all the inks, which I love to use with all these products too. So yeah, stay tuned for that at some point. But see this one, cured, would be done. All right. This is done except for the centers. You see the little petals are raised, but not in an obnoxious way, okay? Here, let's use the pewter, which is like the silver Favori. Oops, hold on. Sorry, guys. It's tucked away in its little drawer. So this silver is gorgeous because it is a pewter silver. It's not like silver, like I love it because it's a little different. And let's just get some, we all have the bright silvers, you know, like this one's a little bit moodier, which I love. And then I would take some of that and put it in the center of our flowers. Cure and call that a day, okay? So yeah, you definitely could. All right, or you can do abstract flowers. You'll see some examples of that on Favori's page. Some tulips, whatever you guys want to do. Get artistic, get creative. You can do it. All right. All right, let me start moving these out of the way. Again, here's the 10 that you got. All right, so here are all the colors that are in this collection. All right. I mean, even just like that, like a blob like that, looks cool on the nail, right? Yeah. And that's just slapping some down. So you can find them at Sweetie Nail Supply, the Favori, the Made Collection. All right, and you can also find the metallic nuance there. So you've got both. And here we go. All right, guys. So have a great rest of the day. Thanks for popping on with me. And I will talk to you super soon. I will go and try and save this now so you can have access to it on Sweetie Nail Supply's page. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Have a good rest of the day, guys. Bye.